You should go on a birthright trip to Israel if you want to get brainwashed. Welcome back to Boycott Birthright, our series exposing the propaganda on birthright trips to Israel. Today is day 5 and birthright-goers are still in Tel Aviv. And I'm not even going to acknowledge this whole part about them having a discussion on Israel's values, ideas, and aspirations, because if you've been following this series, you already know that they're not telling these people the truth of their ethnic cleansing and genocidal plans, so we can just skirt right past that one. I'm actually interested more in this part about the fact that Israeli soldiers are going to be joining them for the rest of the trip. The reason why I want to focus on this is because I actually think it's something a lot of people would disregard. You know, having soldiers around might just seem like a normal thing in Israel, which in some cases that's kind of true, but think about the atmosphere that they're creating by having Israeli soldiers present at all times, especially for somebody who is new to Israel or just doesn't live there. Israeli soldiers are also typically heavily armed, so imagine now that you're on a trip organized in collaboration with this country's government, and the entire time you've been inundated by this propaganda of this dangerous other, this specific ethnic group that's out to get you, and suddenly now you're surrounded by heavily armed soldiers at all times, implying, one, that this dangerous other really does exist and is a threat to you too, and two, that this soldier is the hero that's going to save you. You start to see the atmosphere that's created on these trips. You know, somebody going on birthright is probably not the most attuned to pointing out Israeli propaganda and may not notice that having a soldier present at all times is cultivating an environment of fear, when in reality, that Israeli soldier is probably the scariest thing in the room. Now imagine you're tired, you're halfway through a 10-day trip, you probably haven't talked to your family much, you're vulnerable, and that's what makes the propaganda on these birthright trips so sinister and effective. It's because it targets people when they're in such a vulnerable position. So say it with me. I am not immune to propaganda. I will not go on birthright or any propaganda trip to Israel because I will not be exploited and used as a tool for a settler colonial genocidal state. Instead, I want to see you all visiting Palestine and getting a true perspective on the effects of Israel's occupation, and you can do that by going to codepink.org/Tent of Nations Farm to volunteer with the Tent of Nations. I'll let you go find the information yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 6.